A 16-year-old boy sits in the pilot seat of a crashing jet. His hands frozen on controls he does not understand, while his best friend bleeds out in the seat beside him and below them. A city of millions waits unaware that two teenagers now hold their fate. This is not a drill, not a simulator, not a movie scene. This is real, and the clock is ticking. Before we dive in, what time are you listening? Where are you from? Drop a comment below and tell me. And please like and subscribe for more videos like this. Marcus Chen wakes up that Tuesday morning like any other day. He brushes his teeth, throws on his school hoodie, grabs his backpack. His mum yells from downstairs about breakfast, but he is already out the door. He is running late again. His best friend Ethan is waiting at the corner, same spot as always, bouncing on his heels with that grin that never quite goes away. They have been friends since 3rd grade. 9 years of inside jokes and stupid bets and covering for each other when things get messy. Today feels normal. Today feels safe. They do not know that in 6 hours, normal will be a memory they cannot get back. The bus ride to school is loud and crowded. Someone is playing music too loud. Someone else is arguing about last night's game. Marcus and Ethan sit in the back, headphones in, barely talking. They do not need to talk much anymore. That is what happens when you know someone that long. At school, Marcus drifts through his morning classes. Math, history, English. Teachers talking, students pretending to listen. He stares out the window during 3rd period, watching clouds drift by, thinking about nothing in particular. Ethan texts him from 2 classrooms over. Some dumb meme. Marcus smiles at his phone. At lunch, they sit with their usual group. Someone mentions the air show happening downtown this weekend. Military jets doing tricks in the sky. Ethan loves that stuff. He has posters of fighter planes all over his bedroom wall. He talks about being a pilot someday, even though his grades are not great and his parents want him to be a doctor. Marcus listens and nods and eats his sandwich. He does not know that planes will become the most important thing in his life very soon. After lunch, their school announces something unusual. A special assembly. Everyone files into the auditorium, confused and curious. The principal stands on stage with 2 people in military uniforms. They are from the Air Force, here to talk about a youth aviation program. A special opportunity, they say. A chance for students to tour an active airfield, see real military aircraft up close, maybe even sit in a cockpit. They need volunteers. Hands shoot up across the auditorium. Ethan practically leaps from his seat. Marcus raises his hand too, mostly because Ethan is so excited he cannot not join in. They are chosen. 20 students total. They are told to meet in the parking lot after school. Buses will take them to the nearby Air Force base. It is only 30 minutes away. They will be back before dinner. Marcus texts his mum. She says okay, but be safe. He promises he will. He always promises he will. The buses arrive at the base at 3 in the afternoon. The students are shuffled through security, given visitor badges, told to stay with the group. An officer leads them across the tarmac. The sun is bright and hot. Jets sit in neat rows, gleaming metal and sharp edges. Ethan cannot stop staring. He whispers facts to Marcus about engine types and weapon systems. Marcus pretends to be interested, but really he is just watching his friend light up with joy. They are taken to a hangar where a massive cargo plane sits open. The officer explains its functions, its missions. Students take photos. Some ask questions. Then the officer mentions something special. 2 students will get to sit in an actual fighter jet cockpit for a photo opportunity. A trainer jet, he clarifies. Not a combat model, but still the real thing. Ethan raises his hand so fast he almost hits Marcus in the face. The officer laughs and picks him, then picks Marcus too. They are led away from the group, across the tarmac toward a smaller hangar. The jet is beautiful in a dangerous way. Sleek and silver, canopy open, ladder extended. The officer helps Ethan climb up first, into the rear seat. Then Marcus into the front. The cockpit is tight and cramped and covered in switches and screens and buttons. Everything looks important. Everything looks like it could kill you if you touch it wrong. The officer leans in, pointing things out. This is the throttle. This is the stick. This is the display for altitude and speed. Do not touch anything, he says, but he is smiling like it is all just for fun. He steps back to take their photo. Marcus looks at Ethan in the mirror. Ethan gives him a thumbs up. That is when they hear the explosion. A massive, ground-shaking boom that rattles the hangar walls. Alarms start screaming. The officer spins around, his smile gone, replaced by something cold and sharp. He sprints away without a word. Marcus and Ethan sit frozen in the cockpit. They hear shouting. More alarms. Something is very wrong. Marcus tries to climb out, but the cockpit is confusing and he cannot find the right way to move. Then he hears gunfire. Not movie gunfire. Real gunfire. Close. Ethan hears it too. They both duck instinctively, even though they are already sitting down. Through the canopy, Marcus sees people running. Soldiers, civilians, chaos. Then he sees them. 4 men in dark clothes, carrying weapons, moving with purpose across the tarmac. They are not military. They are not supposed to be here. One of them spots the hangar, spots the jet, spots Marcus and Ethan. He raises his weapon. Marcus does not think. He reaches forward and slaps a switch. The canopy starts closing. Slowly, too slowly. Ethan is screaming something, but Marcus cannot hear over the alarms and his own heartbeat. The canopy seals shut just as bullets hit the side of the jet. The sound is like hammers on metal. Marcus is shaking so hard he can barely see straight. Ethan is yelling at him to do something, anything. But Marcus does not know what to do. He is 16. He has never even driven a car by himself. Now he is sitting in a fighter jet during a terrorist attack. More bullets. The jet shudders. Marcus looks at the controls. He remembers what the officer said. Throttle, stick. He does not let himself think. He pushes the throttle forward. The engines roar to life. The jet lurches. It is not supposed to start this easily. Later, he will learn that it was already prepped for a training flight, fueled and ready. Right now, he does not know that. Right now, he only knows that the jet is moving. It is rolling forward out of the hangar. He has no idea how to steer. The jet veers left, clipping the hangar door. Metal screams. Ethan is screaming too. Marcus pulls the stick and the jet straightens out. He pushes the throttle more. The jet accelerates. The tarmac rushes under them. He sees soldiers diving out of the way. He sees the armed men turning, aiming. He does not see a choice. He pulls back on the stick. The nose lifts. The ground falls away. They are in the air. They are flying. No, they are not flying. They are hurtling through the sky in a machine Marcus does not understand, and he has no idea how to land it. Ethan is silent now. Marcus risks a glance at the mirror. Ethan is pale, staring at him with wide eyes. Marcus looks back at the controls. There are too many screens, too many numbers. Altitude is climbing. Speed is climbing. He does not know what any of it means. He tries to level out. The jet wobbles but steady. For a moment, just a moment, Marcus thinks maybe he can do this. Maybe he can keep them in the air until help comes. Then he hears the sound. A horrible grinding sound from the left side of the jet. He looks out. The wing is damaged. Torn metal, leaking fluid. One of the bullets must have hit something critical. The jet starts to shake. Alarms begin blaring inside the cockpit. Red lights everywhere. The stick feels wrong in his hand, too loose, like it is not connected to anything. Ethan is talking now, fast and panicked. He is saying something about hydraulics, about control systems, things he learned from those posters on his wall. Marcus does not understand. He just knows they are in trouble. Big trouble. The jet is losing altitude. Not fast, but steady. Marcus tries to pull up, but the stick barely responds. He tries the throttle, but the engines are making a sound they should not make. He looks at the screens. One of them shows a map. He sees the city below them. His city. Millions of people going about their afternoon, unaware that a dying jet is screaming through the sky above them. Marcus feels something break inside his chest. They are going to crash. That is not a maybe anymore. That is a fact. The only question is where. He looks at the map again. He sees the downtown area, packed with skyscrapers and streets full of cars. He sees the suburbs, houses and schools and parks. Everywhere he looks, there are people. If they crash there, they will not be the only ones who die. Ethan sees it too. He is quiet now. That terrible quiet that means he understands. Marcus scans the map desperately. There, on the edge of the city, a stretch of empty land. Old industrial area, abandoned for years. Nothing but concrete and weeds. It is small, it is far, but it is their only chance. He turns the jet. It responds sluggishly, but it turns. Ethan asks what he is doing. Marcus tells him. Ethan does not argue. The jet shudders harder now. The grinding sound is louder. The left wing is failing completely. Marcus can feel it. He has maybe 2 minutes before they drop from the sky. The industrial area is still 5 miles away. The math does not work. They are not going to make it. But Marcus pushes the throttle anyway. The engines scream. The jet lurches forward. Every second is a fight. The stick barely moves. The pedals do nothing. He is not flying anymore. He is just trying to aim a falling piece of metal away from innocent people. Ethan reaches forward and grabs Marcus's shoulder. He does not say anything. He does not need to. They both know. 1 mile out, the jet is shaking so hard Marcus's vision blurs. Alarms are screaming. The screens are all red. 1/2 mile. He can see the industrial zone now. Cracked concrete. Rusted warehouses. Empty. Please let it be empty. The left wing tears off. The jet spins. Marcus does not scream. He just holds the stick as hard as he can, trying to keep the nose pointed forward, trying to give them 1 more second. 1 more chance. The jet hits the ground at 300 miles per hour. The impact is beyond description. metal and fire and sound that erases thought. The cockpit crumples. Glass shatters. Marcus feels pain everywhere and nowhere. Then nothing. When Marcus wakes up, he is on his back. The sky above him is grey with smoke. His ears are ringing. He tries to move and realizes he cannot. Something is pinning his legs. He turns his head, slowly, agonizingly. The jet is destroyed, scattered across the concrete in pieces. He is lying in the grass at the edge of the impact zone. Somehow he was thrown clear. Somehow he is alive. He hears sirens, distant but getting closer. He tries to call for Ethan, but his voice does not work. He tries to move again, but his body will not listen. He lies there and stares at the smoke and wonders if this is real. Emergency crews arrive within minutes. Firefighters and paramedics swarm the wreckage. Someone finds Marcus in the grass. Hands on him, voices talking fast. He is lifted onto a stretcher. He tries to ask about Ethan, but his words come out wrong. No one answers him. At the hospital, doctors work on him for hours. Broken ribs, collapsed lung, shattered femur, concussion, burns on his arms and face. They tell him he is lucky. He does not feel lucky. He asks about Ethan. They do not answer. He asks again and again, until finally a doctor sits beside his bed and tells him the truth. Ethan did not make it. The rear cockpit took the worst of the impact. He died instantly. They are sure he did not suffer. Marcus stares at the ceiling and says nothing. The news calls them heroes. The attack on the base killed 3 soldiers and injured a dozen more. The terrorists were stopped before they could do worse. And Marcus, by stealing that jet and crashing it away from the city, saved countless lives. That is what the news says. Marcus does not watch the news. He lies in his hospital bed and stares at the wall. His parents visit. His friends visit. Everyone tells him how brave he was, how incredible, how he should be proud. He is not proud. He is angry. Angry at the officer who left them in that cockpit. Angry at the terrorists who attacked. Angry at himself for surviving when Ethan did not. The military launches an investigation. They interview Marcus for hours. They ask him to describe everything, every decision, every moment. He tells them the truth. He did not know what he was doing. He was just trying not to die. They nod and write it down and tell him he showed remarkable courage under pressure. Remarkable skill for someone with no training. Marcus does not care. Weeks pass. He goes through physical therapy, learns to walk again. The burns heal. The ribs mend. His body recovers. But he does not. He goes back to school eventually. Everyone stares. Some kids ask for his autograph. Some want to hear the story. He tells them nothing. He sits in class and stares out the window and thinks about Ethan, about that thumbs up in the mirror, about the last thing his best friend ever did. Marcus visits Ethan's grave on a Saturday afternoon. He brings nothing, says nothing, just stands there in the cold and wishes he could trade places. Ethan should have been the one to survive. Ethan loved planes. Ethan wanted to fly. Marcus just wanted his friend back. But here is the thing. Here is what Marcus learns slowly, painfully, over the months that follow. Ethan did fly. For a few chaotic, terrifying minutes, Ethan was in the sky in a real fighter jet, living his dream even as it killed him. And Marcus gave him that. By making the choice to take off, by steering them away from the city, by fighting that jet all the way to the ground. Marcus made sure that Ethan's last moments meant something. Made sure that no parents lost their children in a city street. No kids died in their classrooms. Ethan's death was not fair. It was not right. But it mattered. A year later, Marcus stands at a podium in front of the Air Force Base. They are dedicating a memorial. Ethan's name carved in stone alongside the soldiers who died that day. Marcus is asked to speak. He almost says no, but then he thinks about his friend, about the boy who dreamed of flying. He steps up to the microphone. He tells the truth. He tells them that Ethan was the brave one, that Ethan stayed calm when Marcus was panicking, that Ethan talked him through the controls even as they were falling from the sky. He tells them that heroes are not people who do not feel fear. Heroes are people who feel everything and do what needs to be done anyway. When he finishes, there is silence. Then applause. Marcus does not feel like a hero, but standing there, saying Ethan's name out loud, making sure people remember him, that feels right. That feels like enough. He leaves the podium and walks to the memorial stone. He puts his hand on Ethan's name. And for the first time in a year, Marcus smiles. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe for more videos like this.